Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Navigating 20s. Hey! With your host, Jocelyn.
I'm Ethan.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
It's officially June. We're out of May. I feel like May came and went, but for a good reason. I don't really mess with May.
Right.
Not for any particular reason. I just feel like it's one of the least important months. But shout out all the Aries.
Right.
Is it Aries?
Wait, I
Aries
think
season?
it's like Aries and Geminis.
The worst of the worst. I'm just playing.
Wait.
I actually don't know anything about astrology.
I always ever since not that I was little, but when I was like a teenager, everyone would be like, Scorpios are evil. And I would just sit there and be like, no, the fuck, I'm not.
You know what's crazy? I actually love Scorpios. Like, every Scorpio that I've met, I've always had a good interaction with them. I have no bad experiences with any Scorpios. I will say it's the Libras. It's the Libras for me, but some of them are cool, I guess. Some of them.
I am actually friends with a lot of Scorpios, so we just be having a good little time.
That's good.
But guys, also, this month is Pride Month.
Be who you are. How does it go?
Be who you are for your pride.
There you go. Happy Pride Month to all the gays and theys and everyone in between.
And everybody else. Yeah, everybody else in between. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Thank you for existing.
And thank you. No, yeah.
Love y'all, though.
Yeah, love y'all. Love.
We
love.
But we love straight people, too.
Yeah.
But obviously we love LGBTQ plus more this month.
Yeah, right now it's just not about the straight folks. Y'all have your time.
Yeah. Wait, we were going to do like a moment of silence. I don't know if you guys know about this TikToker. Sadly, honestly, I think she was an influencer for me because she made a lot of iconic audios. Her name was Queensy. And she's the one that did like the Barbie audio where she is like, although enjoyment, I'm sad again. Don't tell my boyfriend. See, why am I singing? But and then it's like the be who you are.
She just has a lot of iconic little audio clips.
Yeah, and I think she also did the one where she's like, I'm a fat, but my man love me, bro. Like, she was so funny. Love her down. A moment of silence for her. Love her. Love her for real, guys.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, though.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So wait, before we even get into the meat of our podcast today, we dropped our first episode.
Yes, we did, guys. And thank you for the support. We really do appreciate it. We saw a lot of people tuning in during like the entire time that we were like starting to promote the podcast, and across all platforms, y'all were showing up. Yeah. So love y'all. Keep showing up, guys, because then that means we'll be making more episodes for y'all, and then basically we're gonna be in your life forever, inside of your minds and your brains for like years to come.
we're just really thankful for the small amounts of attention and love and here and there that we got, but ultimately, like, if you guys just keep showing up for us, we'll keep showing up for you, and yeah, we'll see where this goes. But yeah, I think, how do we feel release day? I'll say, like, when we first dropped the episode, a little bit of anxiety, but it went away within a couple hours. I think just like seeing everybody be kind of supportive of it was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of lit too on release day. I actually woke up like at literally 7:07 a.m. and I was just staring off into like the void, and I was like, wait, people are gonna know my thoughts and opinions now, and it's gonna be released into the internet. But yeah.
I wanted to say we did put a lot of work actually into the podcast. For anyone who doesn't know, I feel like we only promoted it like the day before, then it was like, oh, surprise, tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Surprise.
But we had been working on it for a couple of weeks.
Almost like more than 3 weeks.
Yeah. But we had been talking about it since maybe like last October or something.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we've been talking about it.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do this podcast, and obviously I think the Lord brought me and Ethan back into our lives to do the podcast, but also like to have a friendship.
Yeah, we just wanted to say like thank you guys so much for tuning in. Everything that you saw and heard was like done by ourselves. All of our social media is run by us. The intro that you guys heard was produced by us. The cover, we made it. Yeah, it was very organic and independent. But so yeah, personal updates. What's been going on, Jocelyn?
So I actually watched Robots. Because
the animated film.
Yeah, the animated film of Robots, because some people that I guess saw my Instagram story, I had put like this little frame in which like the father of Ronnie Copperbottom, I think it's Copperbottom. That movie was real though. He was saying that if he could like do life all over again, that he would like choose to like actually do his dreams and do the things that he wanted to do.
It's real.
And yeah, like the movie kind of left me like, oh, like that is crazy how the world works. And you know, the movie is from, I think it's
late 2000s. I want to say like 2007 if I'm just thinking from the top of my head.
Or let me think, because I thought it was it's from 2005.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that movie is like almost 20 years old, and some of the things that it does talk about is like still happening and relevant in our society. How capitalism, you know, exploits people that don't have as much as they do. But the movie was really good. That's something that I would recommend y'all to watch, because it also had the cast was actually really good. Robin Williams was in this film, and I love me some Robin Williams.
The one and only.
He was so good, actually, when he like was alive.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And then going more into the film, Jennifer Coolidge Jennifer Coolidge starred as Miss Fanny in the movie. And you know, what was kind of crazy about the movie to me was that she kind of has like obviously they're robots, but she had like a big robust and it was just kind of funny because Rodney, which is like the young lad in the movie or whatever, robot, right? Because I keep forgetting that they're robots. I think like, yeah, they introduce her, and Ronnie is like, "Hi, my name is Ronnie Big Bottom," and he's like looking at her, and it's just kind of funny because I guess back in the day, like people basically back in the day thought you were kind of weird if you were a man and you like big butt. But yeah, she did have a big badonkadonk, and yeah, she was just overall like, I think she is one of my favorite characters, and yeah, it was just funny. It was a funny movie.
Yeah, how the tables have turned, because obviously that's not the case for today's society.
Yeah, now everybody wants big butts. Everyone wants a BBL.
There you go. BBL Drizzy.
BBL.
Have you heard that song? Sexy Red One?
Oh
wait, I don't know. I think he featured on a Sexy Red song.
Yes, I did. I haven't heard the song, but I did hear about the whole thing
he addressed
with Sexy Red.
Yeah.
I also saw that Sexy Red was at the WWE. I'm like,
she's out here doing side quests.
Yeah, she's out here doing side quests, and I thought she just had her baby like back in like, I don't know, like in the winter, I guess.
One thing about Sexy Red, pregnant or not, she's gonna find a way to get her bag for real, because I think she came to Milwaukee, had her show, and she was, I don't know how far into her pregnancy she was, but she had a little belly.
Yeah, she did.
She was up there on stage twerking with her.
And
she was pregnant.
You know, let's celebrate a woman.
For real.
Let's celebrate women. Yeah, go women.
Go women.
But yeah, and then I was on Instagram the other day, and I realized that I found this guy that like in high school I used to do like homework for people for money. Oh my gosh,
that's right.
What was I kind of doing with my life? No, but I was trying to get a bag because I already had like somewhat of a full-time job as a high school student, but I was trying to catch like multiple bags.
Respectful.
Yeah,
respectable.
Yeah, I was just trying to be a hardworking woman, and then this guy like, I did his homework because he was about to fail, and then he scammed me.
He never paid you?
No, he never paid me, and I think it was like 3 months of work.
What?
And I charged him like $100. Like now with today's inflation, that would have been $300.
No, yeah, I was gonna say 3 months of homework for $100 just sounds crazy. And in today's,
I was working so hard, like my hair was falling out, but I was here. I was building businesses.
And he graduated. He passed.
Yeah, he did pass.
But, oh nah, you need to go back and get your shit.
Yeah, I feel like I am gonna go get I should, I guess. But I'll let y'all know in the next episode if he actually does reply, because if he does, then boats. But if he doesn't, then this might just have to be a reveal.
Giving you my advice, I would say do it. I had taken care of one of my friends' So back in freshman year, we had bought season tickets for the basketball season at our school, right? And he didn't have the funds to buy a season ticket. So I was like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it for you. He didn't pay me back within the school year. And I actually hit him up. I don't remember how I came to realize that, he never paid me. But I just hit him up maybe like 2 months ago, and he paid me back within 2 weeks. And it was said and done.
Hey.
But yeah. That to say, go get your bag.
Yes,
go get your money's worth.
Boots to him. That's actually really nice, because some people would just be like, I forgot.
Yeah, and then not even do anything and just disregard their debt entirely.
Yeah, but you have a trip coming up, don't you?
I do. So I'm actually heading to Texas this week. Yeah, so I'm heading down to Texas. We're gonna be there for a week, just a small little vacation. This was actually a trip I was promised back when I was like 15. I was supposed to go on a solo trip. Never got that. And then yeah, my sisters both graduated from high school, so our parents are sending us, just 3 of us, to
They're
Texas.
like 3-in-1 package.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Exactly. Even
all
though
the kids out the house.
even though this is supposed to be my solo trip, I'm glad that we're able to experience this together, I guess, because we're now all above the age of 18, so we'll just see how that goes. I feel like it's going to be really cool. Yeah. No parent supervision. I mean, you will have supervision, but my parents won't be there.
Y'all about to be there running around Texas.
I don't know what we're going to do, but yeah, we're going to be in Houston, the city, downtown, and then we also have some family out in San Antonio, so we'll just be all around the state of Texas. But on a side note, I feel like everything in Texas is just such a far drive. One, because the state is so big, but then two, yeah, there's really no other excuse. Like the state is so huge that everything just feels like it's such a far distance and such a far drive in comparison to here, where everything's just relatively within a 20-minute drive, if that. So yeah, I think it'll be nice to see something else. I've always been one to want to travel and do all these things, but we don't really do that too much. So anytime that we can, always excited for it. And yeah, but side note, I actually injured myself, not really bad, but I injured myself nonetheless. I've been biking just as a way to stay physically active during the summer if I'm not able to go to the gym. The last couple weeks, I've been trying to spice up the bike rides a little bit, just downhills and doing tricks. And I live kind of close to a park, and there's a tennis court, so I started riding the bike on the tennis court, and I had ran over a puddle, and I slid, and I busted my shit. It was really... It was really bad. So yeah, I had just like scraped myself. I didn't fall off the bike, I fell with the bike. So I feel like that's even worse, because not only did I land with full pressure on my body, but like we landed and skid a couple feet, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was, I hurt my elbow. It was pretty bad. Yeah. I busted my lip. All my weight was on my left arm. I was sore for a good day, but I'm feeling better now. It's all good.
We're praying for that arm.
It'll be okay. Yeah. But yeah, I learned my lesson that day.
I actually have 2 stories, which is, I feel like me telling it is actually gonna make me laugh, because you don't know one entirely. Mm-hmm. But I had like a work injury, I think about like maybe 2 years ago, I think. And basically like I had like fallen off a pallet. Yeah.
You fell off a pallet?
Yeah, it's a whole long story. I don't want to entirely go into it, because that was one of the most embarrassing things I ever did in my life, I guess.
Real.
But it was because I was trying to help a fellow man out. But I should never listen to a man. That's what I learned that day. I should never listen to a man.
You lived and you learned.
Yeah. So basically, I fell off a pallet. I almost broke my neck.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, and like literally, like I was in the front of the store, I guess.
Yeah.
And like literally, like it was 7 a.m. Like customers were like passing by, and literally all you see is like the ambulance come.
Wait, the ambulance had to come pick you up?
Yeah, they had to come pick me up.
It was really that bad?
Yeah, it was kind of bad. It wasn't like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I was gonna go to the physical therapy, and that day, I guess it had snowed, but there was like ice all around. You know, like when it gets really bad, and like literally, like you like put your foot like on ice, like on icy roads, and like you can literally like one little wrong move and you like fall and you almost die.
Now you bust yourself completely.
So I was on my way to the to the appointment, and I'm talking to the lady, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get there a bit late. And then literally I walk outside and I don't see, and I'm already like all like sore and bad like from my body because I just got in the work injury. And literally she hears me fall. She hears me fall on the ice, and I'm like, wait. And she's like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I think we might have to reschedule. I just fell again.
Wait, on the phone.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, it's okay, sweetie, like, don't worry. And then I hang up the call, and I'm just like, I'm on the floor, and I'm just like, wow, like, this is really my life.
That would be, I feel like that would be even more embarrassing because she heard you fall. At least she didn't see you.
Yeah, she didn't see me, but literally, like, I think we rescheduled for, like, next week, and it was, like, the same lady.
Did she ask, like, oh, how were you after your fall or whatever?
I don't remember. Maybe, I don't remember, actually. Maybe she forgot, because I forgot kind of, too.
Hopefully.
But, yeah, that was crazy, because I literally fell on ice, even though I had a work injury, and... Yeah, life was not good in that moment. I was really thinking about a lot of things when you fall and you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah. So, you know how we used to, back in our elementary, middle school, our location was pretty close to a church, right?
Oh, yes.
So, growing up, my grandpa, we would always take the bus. Like, every day to and from school, we would take the bus. So, there was one day I don't remember which grade this was. I don't remember how old I was, but I want to say maybe like 5th grade around that time. We were walking to our regular bus stop. But as I kind of got older, I started getting a little bit adventurous and like occupying my time. So I thought I was like out here doing parkour or whatever. So I was just like jumping around. I was doing whatever to pass the time to wait on the bus. And I would try to climb up the railings. You know how like there's railings on stairs so you can have a grip or whatnot. I was climbing up it and I slipped. I think I just took a wrong step. I slipped and I landed on my balls. And it hurts. It hurts so bad. When I tell you my life flashed before my eyes, like I couldn't hear anything for a quick 10 seconds. Like, I couldn't hear. Like there was a ring. It was the sharpest pain I've ever felt in my life. And in that moment, I thought, I'm never having kids. Like this is it. This is it. But yeah, I'm okay now. But you just reminded me of that. Yeah, like don't climb up railings and don't be out here acting like a church is a jungle gym because it's not. And fucked around and found out. But yeah. I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah. Well, I have another story too that's kind of from my childhood too. This was when I was learning how to ride a bike. Maybe I was like 7 or 8, I think. And, like, my parents, they were, like, starting to take off the training wheels for me. Because, dude, I would go so fast with my training wheels. I would go, like, in circles in the parking lot. And I'd be like, oh, like, I'm having such a great time.
She graduated.
Yeah, I graduated. So, yeah, they took off the training wheels. Like, this was the first time. And they were telling me, and even my grandma was telling me, like, girl, like, you got to go a bit slower because, like, there's no training wheels now, so if you fall, like, you fall. So we go to the park. I have so many stories within this one story. It's so funny. So basically, I'm, like, trying to do, like, circles all around the park and everything. And I go too fast, and I literally, like, I braked really hard. Literally, like, I, like, fell off the bike. I did parkour right then and there.
It launched you.
Yeah, it kind of launched into the grass, and I was like, what happened?
You know, like in those movies where like they're flying planes and shit, and then there's like the eject button, and it just like shoots them out of their seat. That's what I'm imagining you falling off the bike. Yeah,
that's what happened to me. And it was pretty bad. But I'm gonna tell you another story because obviously, not only did I end up in the hospital, my mom also had to get checked in the hospital.
Oh no!
Because
double homicide.
Yeah, because my dad, he was, like, swinging her on the swing set. So, basically, this literally happened around the same time that I had fallen off the bike. Like, I fell off the bike, and then my dad, he was pushing my mom on the swing, right? And this dude, I don't even know how it's even possible that even happened that day. But literally, like, he pushed her so far that she literally went up into the air.
Nah.
Her body went up into the air.
She flew off of the chair.
She flew off of the fucking... off of the swing, and she just seat. Fell like face planted like down, and she did not get up. So in my head, I'm like, oh my god, I fell off my bike and my mom died.
Wait, no, that's crazy.
My dad, he would not stop laughing, but he was actually like, what happened to her?
Wait, while she like face planted on the floor, he's like laughing and cracking up in the background.
Like, I think he got scared, but then I think, you know, when you're like in like really bad scenarios, like, you'll sometimes like laugh at what's happening. Yeah, like, that's what happened. And basically, like, we were like, get up. We're like, girl, get her up. And my mom and I, we both went to the hospital to go get checked, because obviously we both had sustained injuries.
Oh, a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, at the playground. And then when I'm walking, obviously, because it hurts, because, like, I'm all scratched up, I see my old principal from, like, my middle school.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Right. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
She's like, see you in school tomorrow? And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, no, you're not.
She's trying to make a little small talk while she sees you injured.
Yeah, no, I was literally bad that day. I couldn't even walk. That's how bad it was. But
I think seeing her would have been the cherry on top, just to like make that day even worse for me. Like, why are you here? Get out of my face.
But yeah, that's the bike story. So me and Ethan both have bike stories.
But did I ride my bike the next day? Yes, I did.
Yeah, and that's what I did too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I rode that bike too, and my mom still got on that swing.
Moral of the story, we persevered through our challenges and we kept going. So take from that as you will. But so yeah, the topic for this week's episode, I guess, is just how we navigated friendships, relationships, and all of the sorts throughout college.
Yes. So with friendships and relationships, me and Ethan are basically in a relationship together.
You could say that. One could argue.
Yeah. We just love each other so much that it's more than friends, but
very platonic.
Yes, very platonic. Basically, me and Ethan, we have been together attached to the hip since we were 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Ethan have been knowing each other since we were in K5, and that's actually really interesting and crazy to me, because I think I only have a couple of friends that I've known since like I was a little baby.
Yeah.
And, you know, we went through K5 through 8th grade, and that was nice. And then I guess when we went into high school, we went to the same high school. Just because of, like, the structure of, like, the classes and everything, I think I only saw Ethan, like, maybe... How many times did I even see you? I swear that we only had, like, classes, like, once in freshman year. Like, it was, like, one class, and then literally in junior year... we had more classes.
Did we really have a class in freshman year? I feel like we didn't even have...
I think it was humanities. I think I said some crazy thing in that class one time.
Really?
I feel like I did. Because I
now
remember, like, people were looking at me like...
wait a minute.
And then, like, the teacher, like, said something back to me, but I was like...
Do you remember what you said? Or no?
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember the reactions of people, and, like, I said some crazy stuff, apparently. But, yeah, that was the only class we had our freshman year. So we didn't really get to see each other.
High school comes along and...
it ruined our plans.
It kind of did, because we had to navigate high school with so many different obstacles, in the sense that it was just a new, different social setting. We were navigating that. Classes weren't necessarily consistent or within our control, so we didn't really have the ability to take classes together. I feel like we were doing our own self-discovery and self-exploration, and we were just meeting different people, hanging out with different crowds that we kind of fell off a little bit towards the end, I think. Because of our junior year being cut off due to COVID, obviously we had to be put into a virtual setting, and our communication was kind of cut off as a result. And I feel like neither one of us really made that big of an effort to like keep in touch. I mean, we would call here and there, but like I said, it was never really consistent. And leading up to graduation was like, I think graduation was really like the next time we saw each other for real in person. I just remember seeing you with your makeup on and being like, oh, Jocelyn, like, you look great. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it just reminded me, like, damn, I have not seen you in so long.
Yeah, I was giving though for our senior graduation pictures. I think that was the year that I had so much internalized racism towards myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had bought these blue contacts, but I didn't look like crazy. They actually did fit, like, like I looked boots. I looked really boots that day.
Yeah, you look good.
And yeah, I looked really good, and people were telling me I was looking really good. So I was like, I feel good.
If 1 + 1 = 2, then shit.
Yeah, literally, even one of the guys that like that was like a situationship, I guess. Yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah, you look really good. You look great," and I'm like, "Thank you."
There you go. He was hyping you up.
Yeah, and I felt so nice with my colored eyes, but then I realized that after a couple years later, I was like, "Wait, that was really crazy to me because that was self-internalized racism towards myself. So now I don't have
Colored eyes.
I don't have colored contacts, and I'm trying to tan more this summer actually, and I went back to my normal color hair because that also had to do like something with it too. Like, who was I trying to be?
Someone that wasn't you, but you're tapping back into that.
Yeah, but I'm tapping back into myself. So
I'm glad.
yes,
I'm glad.
I like boots now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, once we actually got into college, I guess, I think our communication just like cut off there.
Yeah.
Freshman year, right?
Yeah, I think we were just both fighting for our lives. I
think so
in
too.
uni.
Yeah.
Dude, the first 2 years were awful.
I'll touch on that a little bit. So my freshman year, obviously, I kind of went into it really with one other person that I was close with at the time. And we at that point, we were attached to the hip. And through that classmate, I was able to kind of venture off and meet different friend groups. Freshman year, I would say I had maybe 2 different friend groups that I considered myself to be part of. One was through this program that I'm in, and then one was through like living in the dorms or whatnot. And there was just a lot of mixed personalities. It was just you didn't know what you were going to get within that group just because there was just a lot of different big personalities and a lot of people. We were just on the spectrum in terms of where we ranked in terms of extroversion or confidence or how we approached life and saw life in different scenarios. So like I said, it was 2 separate friend groups, right? One of them I felt a little bit more close to. We were hanging out, we were doing things together, we were just kicking it, Another one, it was a bit more general, a little bit more surface level, but whenever we got together, it was always a good time, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I think I didn't necessarily have that core group of people that I felt like I could tell anything and everything to. I think I was just also trying to self-navigate and find myself. Coming into college, I think I wanted to break away from that shell that I had built up for myself for so long. For context, I had went to a predominantly Latino school from kindergarten up until graduation at high school, and I never really thought anything of it because I identified as Latino. I never really saw it as an issue, but it wasn't until we got to high school where I realized, oh, there's more black people here. I think I'm missing out on something that I never really realized, and just also taking into consideration that I didn't grow up with my black family. I wasn't really in their presence as much growing up. It was just little moments here and there where we would get together, And yeah, I think in high school, it kind of opened my eyes as to what I was missing in terms of this part of myself that I identified with, that I didn't know I was lacking on. And coming into college, way more black people, and I was like, okay, this is for me. I feel at home, I feel comfortable. So I really had to do a lot of self-exploration and had to tap into that a little bit. And I think in college I didn't really hang out with a lot of Latinos as much, just because I felt like my whole life I was always surrounded by Latinos, and that was my core group. I just wanted to venture off and do something else. And yeah, I got to meet a lot of great people, got to learn a lot about myself. I met one friend who I feel like really taught me a lot about myself and just allowed me to express myself in a way that I never really did before, and allowed me to see somebody that I didn't necessarily see in the mirror. And very grateful for that experience, very grateful for that friendship. But yeah, ultimately, I think college friendships, they're hit or miss because everybody's just getting to know each other once. I think everybody's in the same boat once we enter college. Everybody's just trying to navigate the uncertainties of what's to come, and everybody's just trying to find their pack right away. Everybody's just trying to latch onto who they can and hopefully hold on to them throughout the years. But that's not always the case scenario. I think as the years kind of passed by, those friend groups started to diminish. The conversations that we had just became less and less frequent. The hangouts, likewise. And yeah, ultimately I had to come to realize, like, yeah, at the end of the day, I only really have myself. So who am I as a person? Who do I want to surround myself with when I'm hanging out with people? What's the energy I want to fill my life with? And that's just been how I've been navigating the last year or so. I think freshman and sophomore year were really eye-opening and thought-provoking in a way, but junior year I think I was really able to hone in on myself and who I am and identify that and know what I want for myself and value myself a little bit more. I think one of the topics that we had talked about was just like giving ourselves grace, and I think I was just really hard on myself for a long time growing up. So now that I'm able to kind of shed away from that, it feels just better. And yeah, how about yourself?
So for me, like the whole like making friends in college, actually it was really hard for me because I go to a predominantly white institution, and obviously when you go to a predominantly like Hispanic school or predominantly Hispanic schools for like the entirety of your life, like you kind of like get hit with this like, oh my god, wait, what am I doing here? Like this actually feels crazy. Why does nobody look like me? And it just gave me like this like anxiety, and like I would just panic a lot. And I would literally pray to the Lord before I entered the class, and I'm like, please, like, let there be one more person that looks like me at least, please.
That's real.
Yeah, that is real. But not all white people are like that, guys. Obviously, like, I understand. You know, the more that I've ventured out, I guess, like, you know, the more time that I've been in school, I've been able to make more friends with, like, people of color and, like, people that are, like, in the same film courses as me. Like, you know, I feel like in general, when everybody is, like, open to, like, you know, seeing everybody for who they are, like, in our classes, like, despite, like, what backgrounds we have, I think that's what helped me also realize that, like, I could be friends also with white people, yeah. Even though, like, that's a new experience somewhat, like, for me. Like, it's cool. Like, there's, like, a lot of cool people in my, like, past classes over, like, the last years that I really enjoyed, and they were really nice, and, yeah, like, they were just in there, like, with the same goals that I had in mind, and, you know, I just really, like, that was really, like, heartwarming and, like, very heartfelt for me because I just never thought in my mind, like, hey, like, I could find people that look like me in my classes that, you know, have, like, the same goals as me, but also have people that are not like me, and, you know, like, we would all, like, embrace each other in some way, and I just found that, like, really nice. Sometimes I think as people of color, navigating how you see yourself in front of people or how you carry yourself in front of people, like, sometimes I feel like we just gotta let go somewhat of, like, those biases and be like, hey, like, people are gonna like me because, like, I am myself, like, it doesn't matter, and, like, yeah, like, just try, yeah, be open with that and be open to, like, the possibilities of meeting, like, so many different people that are not like you. And I think that's something that college has taught me, and I'm really grateful for that because, like, college in general has opened my eyes to, like, the possibilities of being more open with the world. I had a really close friendship that I used to have back then, but obviously it's not in the picture anymore, and I guess that individual taught me that in some ways that I should be myself, and that it was okay to have, like, the interests that I have now, which is, like, you know, being a creative and being, like, wanting to be a filmmaker one day. Sometimes that does seem very out of the box for someone that looks like me, and it's just because, you know, like, you know, I see that representation in media is, like, you know, slowly advancing, but then when you look sometimes at the bigger picture, like, sometimes it hasn't moved at all, and it's difficult to allow yourself to like not be in your mind all the time as like a creative. Because yeah, like I don't come from a family, like I'm not a little nepo baby. And I don't want to be, but I don't come from a family that, you know, like studied in the arts and, you know, even like has had access to like higher education the way that I do. So yeah, like for me, I guess yeah, it's just been very rewarding for me, like to be a creative and to stay in this field, even though sometimes it is a bit intimidating, because obviously my major, like slash my career, like it is like dominated by white males, and that's not a problem entirely for me. But yeah, I guess yeah, just in general, that person did teach me that, you know, it's okay to be yourself, and it's okay to have different ideas that aren't like, you know, I guess normal in my ethnic culture, I guess. But yeah, and then I had a friendship that actually, I think it's been a couple months. It literally happened within the span of like a couple months. I found out that they're just saying some really mean things about me, or things that weren't very true. And I found out, and you know, I've been friends with this person, and you know, we also went into like college together, and you know, like I guess for me, like navigating that friendship, I realized that I had to put myself first and put my foot down and be like, hey, I don't think we can be friends anymore, because you know, like you can't just be disrespecting me like that, because I would never do that to you. And sometimes that's what happens in college, because obviously you make friends with people and you don't entirely know them, but then you get to know them, and then you know, sometimes people do this to you and you're like, wait, why do I even try to make friends with people if like anybody could be like this? But yeah, I feel like that friendship taught me that you know, some people, sometimes they come into your life for a little bit, and then you know, there's like a little exit sign, and you know, it's gotta end. And that's pretty much it, I guess, for that friendship. But obviously I really treasure it, you know, the memories that it gave me, and you know, that person did help me a lot through my college journey. But yeah.
I agree. I think when we kind of address certain friendships, or like tackle the conversation of friendships in college, I think a lot of people can come to realize, like, ultimately it might be for a season or for a reason. Sometimes you might get lucky and find some lifelong friends, but you can't really get discouraged at when people kind of outgrow each other and kind of move on. Because you can kind of take that as a learning lesson for yourself. And I've had a similar experience too. I had friends who I thought I was going to see the end of college with. We're going to be, you know, kicking it every day, doing whatever. But ultimately, I think it was just a bit of a wake-up call to realize, you know, maybe, yeah, like I said, certain friendships are for a season, certain friendships are for a reason. And I think in that friendship, I took those friendships as a learning lesson for sure. I think they ultimately taught me that I had to value myself first at the end of the day, and then everything else kind of comes as follows. And I think that's really what these friendships are about. Just like, we teach each other stuff, right? We teach each other about ourselves, and ultimately we can learn from that and kind of if that makes any sense. Yes. But I think you shouldn't be discouraged, or you shouldn't feel so inclined to find these lifelong friends. Just hold on to them while you can and value them in the moment. I think you can gain a lot of valuable experiences. I think you can gain a lot of valuable knowledge from these friendships. And if they end for a reason, then they end for a reason. If it comes back into your life, then sure, but don't be discouraged. Move on to the next thing. Like we've been saying, we're all on our own path, and we're all just trying to navigate whatever this is at the same time. And there will be complications. And as you kind of touched on, Jocelyn, like, you had a friend who was speaking ill about you, and it kind of discouraged you from wanting to make... Ain't no back talk. It's quiet. It kind of discouraged you from wanting to make additional friends, and I kind of felt the same way. Like, there have been tough situations where I've just questioned my place at a school like the one I go to, and have really considered wanting to just like get a fresh, clean slate, just because it's like, nah, like I don't feel like this is the spot for me. But if you persevere, if you push through, you'll find your way, and I did, and I'm still currently finding it, you know?
Yeah, and you'll eventually like figure out like which friends are like the long long-term friends and like the ones that are just here for like a couple of moments, couple months, couple years. And at the end of the day, like even navigating friendships slash relationships like in college, like it works both ways. You can't be putting all your energy into this person and like like double texting them, seeing and do they want to hang out, do they want to do this, do they want to be there for me when I need someone, because at the end of the day, like the friendship works both ways. You need people that are gonna understand you. Obviously at the end of the day, we can't entirely, like, I guess, like for an example, like if your friend is like they're telling you somewhat what's going on with them and this and that, like all you can do as a friend is like like visit them, see how they're doing, give them advice and everything. But at the end of the day, like I think in general, like with friends, you just gotta
like be open with each other, I guess. Like you put in what you get out.
So just in general, like I hope with this episode you learn that you need to value your place in people's lives too,
right?
Because you do matter. It's
you don't
just
want to be over here breaking your back for someone when they're not reciprocating that energy. Just value yourself, know your worth, and find the people that can value you and see that worth within you as well.
Because even like I have some friends, like where some of them are in college, some of them are not. We're all living busy lives because we're all in our 20s, and that in itself is like such a roller coaster. But we also try to make time for ourselves, even if it takes like 1 month or 3 months. Like we do try to like make that time for each other, and like once we see each other again, it's as if like we never left. But obviously like understanding that like we're all just trying to figure things out. But I feel like as long as people and even you understand that that there needs to be effort like in those friendships and relationships, it'll be like much easier to navigate in general. But
So, on the brink of that, we came back into each other's lives last summer. How did that happen? I think you just called me one random day in the summer, right?
Yeah, because sometimes sometimes I feel like I would call you like in the middle of the school year, but not that is a bad thing, but sometimes you wouldn't like answer, and I'm like, okay. But I feel like I had just missed Ethan for like a very long time. And like I think I told you straight up, I was like, hey, like I want our friendship to be like more than superficial, because obviously like people be having like the friends where you're like, hey, what you doing, how you been, how about you, this and that, and then you don't know what to say
right after.
But we both came back into our lives like last year, and it was actually like really, I think it was good for the both of us, because
it was.
Yes, we both have healing auras. But I think in general, like me and Ethan are like extensions of each other, and we just needed to find each other again. And then we started talking about we want to do a podcast so that we can talk about certain things, and even how like we were connected and how we handle being two first generation college students, because this thing in itself is really difficult. Mm-hmm. It is difficult because when you think about it, like not only are you balancing like internships, jobs, like your social life, your family life, and like just so many things in general.
I would say like freshman year, get that social aspect out of you, because once sophomore, junior year comes around, like you really got to buckle up. I think I got all my crazy party experimental shit out of me sophomore year, and I'm glad I did, just because junior year was really a time for me to lock in and perform the best that I've done academically. Just seeing the improvements with the help from you, also seeing improvements within my mental health and mentality. It's just been all around an upward path that I've been going on, and I'm just proud of that and the accomplishments despite the obstacles that I've had to face. It's all working out. And I think just like being people of color at a PWI, when we walk into a room, eyes are on us regardless. We don't look like everybody else who's in the room. So to your point that you had made about like performing to certain people's biases, I completely agree. Like just let that go. And if people accept you for you, great. If people don't, even better. I don't have to put in energy into you. I don't have to worry about you at all, you know? It's like, be yourself, be genuine, be who you are for your pride.
Right.
No? Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah.
But yeah, and the rest will come as follows. If people can see you and accept you for the person that you are with, like, you aren't just you. Like, you're carrying so many ancestors and everyone behind you in anything that you do moving forward. So just like walk into any room knowing that, representing,
you are that big,
and your flowers will come.
Yes, because we are leaders,
not followers.
But yeah, to end off on that note, media of the week.
Did you see that Apple Music released their 100 best albums of all time? They had done a ranking of, I guess, like, of all time, the best albums. Have you checked that out? I actually have it here if you haven't.
Oh, we can look at it from here.
All right, so one of my albums of 2023 was SZA's SOS. I think everybody's probably heard
Love
songs from that album. I think it was just a
Yellow Brick Road. Oh, I love that album.
Which one?
Yellow Brick Road by Elton John.
I've never heard that.
Oh, that one's so sad.
You gotta check it out. SOS was my personal album of 2023, I think. And Apple Music ranked it as number 72 on their 100 best albums of all time. And I saw SZA had commented on it, and she was like, 72? That's disrespectful. Or something along the lines of that. She was just like, oh, it could have been a little bit higher. And Solana, like, this is of all time. Like, let's remain humble here, you know?
Yes, love you down low, girl. But wait, can I actually see? Can I see if Taylor Swift is actually number 3? Okay, so Taylor Swift is not in the top 5. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank the Lord.
I like Taylor Swift. You know, she's cool. But Swifties, please don't come for me.
Swifties, please don't dox us.
Yeah, please don't dox us. Don't come for us. Like,
we're all entitled to our own opinions, and.
But I like Taylor Swift sometimes, like some of her music. It's been lit. Oh, she's number 18. Okay.
Taylor Swift has just been so oversaturated within the last couple of years. And I mean no disrespect at all, but year upon year upon year, maybe multiple times within a year, she's dropping albums, right? And it's just like, let other people have their time, you know what I'm saying?
I actually would listen to some Taylor Swift just a little bit growing up. And I actually like me, I'm like, I actually like some of these songs right here. But it's just because of, like, you know, core memories that I made with Taylor Swift music as a child.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I see number 5 is Blonde
by
Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, he ate that. I love him.
I don't know if I'd put it above Channel Orange, but
Channel Orange was good.
Channel Orange, I think I prefer Channel Orange just because it was a little bit more consistent. But I will say Blonde was a culturally significant moment. Yeah. They also have they have the icons on here. You got
they have Amy Winehouse.
They got Amy Winehouse. They got Beyonce at number 10.
Lemonade actually did so many things for me, and it still has. This is the breakup somewhat / healing album for me. I love her. At number 11 is Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh,
I actually do love Fleetwood Mac. I love him down. Oh, Bob Dylan. I actually like a lot of 80s music. So Bruce Springsteen, I know him. Oh, Daft Punk. But I just love so much 80s music, you know, so much music from the past. I like David Bowie.
I'm a Kanye fan, so for them to have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy on here, I respect it. They have it at number 26. Have you heard that album?
I heard that one, yeah. I listen to a lot of it still.
Yeah.
Actually, this person, if they ever listen to this podcast, they will know that our song was Runaway. So if you ever, whoever that is for, if you figure,
Sure.
if they ever listen to this podcast, that was our song. Okay.
Damn, I fucked with what is it called?
Okay.
Devil in a New Dress. That was mine.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill
at number
1. Love her. But don't you be coming to like her concerts late?
Kind of late, yeah.
And people be like, why?
Yeah.
Okay, Billie Eilish being on here is actually crazy boots, but good for her.
For that to be her
that's
first
nice.
album.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, I know so many of these like artists in the top 100 actually because I took a
Bjork.
music class. Oh,
Nice.
Bjork. I took a music class and I was learning about like music from like even like the 1900s up until now.
Hmm.
So yeah, like seeing some of these people, like I'm like yes, like justice was served. Arctic monkeys, but you know they're kind of problematic sometimes.
This kind of ties into our conversation from last week about Drake and Kendrick, huh? Because they have Drake's Take Care at 47, whereas they have Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City at what, number 8, 7? They have him at 7. No comment.
Yes.
The numbers speak for themselves. No,
but-
I don't know. This is very subjective. Yeah.
Yeah, we just took a bit of time to look at the top 100 for Apple. But my media of the week actually, Ethel Kane is coming to Summerfest.
Ethel Kane.
Yeah, I'm going.
The
I have to
preacher's
go.
daughter,
I
yeah.
have to go. Like actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, are you gonna go see Ethel Kane?
I'm not a big
She-
Ethel Kane fan.
I love her actually.
That's real.
She understands a lot of things, and I think for me, like yeah, like her albums are great. For my media of the week, Preacher's Daughter, the whole album was really good, but I really love American Teenager. But my favorite song in this album was actually A House in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, my other media of the week is Chaperone. I love her actually.
Oh,
Have you heard of her?
Chaperone.
Yes.
I always thought it was Chappelle or something.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, me literally when I heard the Chapo, I was like, Chaperone.
Yeah. Who? No. I'm
Right.
playing.
But her album, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, is actually really good.
You're the Midwest princess.
Yeah, I am the Midwest Princess.
Okay. Anyways.
But my favorite songs were Phenomenon, Feminine Phenomenon. I love Casual. I love Pink Pony Club though. That might be my favorite. But I really love these songs, and I saw that her after show at Lollapalooza was sold out, and now if I want a resale ticket, it's $300 to go see her.
300.
Yeah, like okay, like I love her and she's new and everything, but she, you know, she's kind of new still. Like, please give me a chance.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please, like, you know, she came from the Midwest.
Yeah.
I'm a Midwest princess. I deserve as a Midwest princess
You deserve.
to see her, not the people from LA. Okay.
I hope you do, but hopefully I'm not at that price.
I hope I see her, and then obviously I hope to see Ethel Kane, and I hope that, you know, like when she's singing, she sees me, we embrace, and then I'm like, and I keep praying and praying
There you go.
and praying. But yeah, that's my meat of the week. I told you guys obviously I watch Robots, but yeah, that's pretty much my media for the week. How about you?
As far as music I've been listening to, we got Mac Miller featuring Kendrick Lamar, and then this other artist I can't remember the name is, but the song's called Fight the Feeling. It's from his album Macadelic, which is I think from like 2011. That's a really good album. I recommend people go check it out. But yeah, on the opposite end of that, SZA. If there's anybody I do want to see this summer at Summerfest, it's SZA and Anime. Maybe Lil Uzi Vert too, but media of the week or album of the week I would say for me is Control. I feel like that's a timeless classic. And then just kind of speaking on this 100s list, I feel like Control probably deserved a bit of a spot above SOS on here, but I love. If there's one song in particular I recommend from Control, let me take a look here. I like, from her deluxe, I really like Tread Carefully and Awkward. I think the deluxe has some really good tracks for it to be a deluxe album that dropped 5 years later, whatever, how many years later. It's really good. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And then for the standard album, I feel like the classic Love Galore with Travis Scott. It's just always going to do it for you. Okay.
Love.
We got to put you in a recording studio. Forget a podcast studio.
That's how I feel sometimes. Like when I'm like in my car and like I start listening to music, I'll like, okay, but like, what if I could sing?
Why not? I mean,
maybe we could try it.
we'll find our audience.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, guys, sorry, I forgot about the whole Google form. I talked about it so much on the first episode, and then I forgot. But for the next episode, I will have I should have the Google form up by today. So for the next episode, if you guys just have if you guys want any advice or have any questions on college related topics or anything you guys want us to talk about in the episode or anything, just let us know. Yeah, it can be anonymous. So, yeah, it'll be sorry about that, but the advice section will finally be put into the 3rd episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening to this episode of Navigating 20s. We do really appreciate it.
All the support, all the love.
Yes, we appreciate all the love and all the support for real, you guys.
And the constructive criticism as well.
Yes, and the constructive criticism as well. We really do appreciate it, ultimately, the more that you guys support, the more that you guys, give into this podcast, the more that we'll be able to make for you guys in the future, and we'll want to stay.
Yeah.
I should not be screaming that loud. Cause you see that's.
Yeah, I know how big it went.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Just to echo that, we really appreciate the support, on the kind words. And then, if you're listening on Spotify, I think you guys should be able to scroll down, and there should be a Q&A section, or if you guys have any topics for us as well that you would like us to cover. Likewise, if you don't want to do it via the Google form, but also check out the Google form.
Yes.
I think that's,
and then if you guys really like this episode, rate the episode 5 stars on Spotify. Is that also on Apple too?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so rate the episode 5 stars if you guys like it.
Give us a rating, subscribe,
yes.
follow, do all of it.
Yes, do all of it because it's free. It's free to support us, okay? Yes.
It's today's Friday, so I hope you guys have a good rest of your week and enjoy.
Yes.
Bye now.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Okay.
Bye.
Bye now.